Tell me if this sounds like you. You know you have to post content, so a lot of time you'll end up just batch recording all your pieces of content. You look at different other personal brands in your niche, you copy them and you post a piece of content. You struggle and you wonder, it doesn't perform. Why does it not perform? This is a mistake everyone falls into because they don't create something called high intent content. And high intent content is incredibly important because it's the content that's actually going to get you conversions. And high intent content means that you're posting specifically targeted to your ICP, their beliefs, ideologies, and thoughts. There's something that's incredibly important that you need to understand is that good content is great and it moves your clients and it moves your audience and it just moves your whole brand forward. But most people think that bad content just stays there. If it doesn't land, it doesn't land. It is what it is. Just post it, just test it out. Here's the thing about this. You're training two things. You're training your audience to not watch your content anymore. You're also training the algorithm to not push you because the algorithm will show your content to a bunch of people, for example, 100 people. And if they don't rate your content, if they don't think your content is good, it's not going to push it to the next batch, which is 1,000 people, 10,000 people, etc. That's number one. If people also see one or two of your videos and they don't actually resonate or think that the video is good, the value isn't good, or it doesn't believe shift them, they're also not going to continue watching your future video. And every single person has someone like that on their Instagram feed where you constantly see them, but you have no interest in watching them ever again because a piece of content before ruined your idea or your perception of them. There's two types of content that people consistently post wrong. The number one is value content. You're told post value content, value content, value content, and it's going to get you more buyers. But the issue is you're posting content that frames you as someone that's respectable, someone that's knowledgeable. But why should I buy from you? Yes, you have value. Yes, you're helping me and I'm probably learning and I'm probably watching the video all the way through to the end. But most people don't frame their value content in a way that shows them you're the solution that I need. You're providing so much value and you're told to just give everything completely for free, but you're not showing them why they should pick you, why they should work with you, and how you're going to actually get them to the desired output or desired result. I want you to think of it like this. Every single time someone watches a piece of content from you and they learn something new, but you're not specifically showing them why you're the answer to the problem, then you're just teaching them to consume from you and not ever become buyers. And this is why there's always really big personal brands out there that you watch every single day, but you never buy from. And why there's brands out there that you'll consume 2 to 3 pieces of content and you want to buy straight away. The other incorrect piece of content that people typically do is lifestyle content. You see, what lifestyle content, it's great. It gets views. You're building relatability. You're building aspiration, inspiration. That's cool. But the problem with that is you're not connecting it back to what you do. You see, if you want to post lifestyle content, cool, you post it, but it's incredibly important. It's imperative that you link it back to what you do. And it's also very important that the lifestyle content is broad enough, but also specific enough that the people that you're trying to target can relate to it. You see, if you can create a lifestyle content piece where everyone can watch it, everyone enjoys it, but the people that are your ICP get qualified by it and they're like, that's actually me, that's when your lifestyle content lands. So people are posting these two types of content completely wrong, lifestyle content, value content, and they're wondering like, why is my value content or my lifestyle content not working? Well, you have the reason now. I want you to understand that there's a massive difference between content that shows that you're smart and you know what you're doing and you got value, and content that shows that this is the person that I need to hire. Because there's a belief gap here, right? Most people actually only ever create content, which is the first one, showing that you're smart, that you're great, that you know what you're talking about, but you're not actually creating content that shows why they need to specifically buy it from you. And this is incredibly important because content works based on what? Based on taking people from one emotional state to another, and based on taking people from one belief state to another. So a lot of the time, what you need to do is you need to make them feel the pain, which is the fear of missing out. And the way to do that is by showing them currently where they're in and belief shifting them, and then showing them the state of where they are going to be. It's about making the cost of acting sound so much more specific and personal than the actual cost of taking action. The content has to make someone feel the distance of where they are compared to where they need to be, and that uncomfortableness right there is where you capture them. There's 3 questions that every piece of content should be answerable against. What does my market currently believe about me? What do they need to believe in order to buy? And which specific belief does this piece of content close the gap on? And to be honest, most people have never asked themselves these questions, which is why they post completely based on what other personal brands are doing, what other competitors are doing, what they've seen perform in their previous posts, what got the most engagement, and they consistently post. And the problem with that is you don't have a content system. You don't have a content system that's speaking to your people. You see, most people that have built the strongest personal brands and made the most money, they know their ICP so flipping well. They know the people that they're talking to so well. They understand their current belief systems. They understand the beliefs that their ICP has about the industry. So if my industry, for example, is incredibly skeptical of typically every coach that's within my niche, now I know that that's the current belief system that I need to target. I need to show that I'm different in a way that I'm so much more transparent, I'm so much more trustworthy, and remove that skepticism. Whereas in other niches, that's actually not that important. So this is why you need to start with the foundational things first before building onto it. I want to introduce you to one of the most important frameworks that you can use in your personal brand today. Like, this is the main takeaway that you can use today, which is called the hero and villain framework. And this is adopted by what? It's adopted by typically Netflix series and movies, etc. Which is why you will typically find that people like adopt the views and they fall in love with the hero of a movie. Why do they fall in love with them? Because it shows two things. It shows a transformation from where they started to where they ended. There's always some sort of progression, but they always have a villain that they fight against. And the villain that they fight against typically is not going to be a person, but the villain that you fight against is going to be a belief within your industry. It's going to be a specific system, a specific framework that you're against. Because if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. So the best way to actually build a personal brand that's going to gather a cult-like following essentially is to be intentional in your villain. You pick one villain and you consistently make videos about that villain in different ways, different formats. You hit it and you target it from different doors and different entries. And this is the best way. And you're the hero within the movie. So anyone that adopts that belief as well and adopts the belief that they should be against that villain as well, they're going to see you as what? They're going to see you as the hero, and they're going to want to follow your journey as well on how you battle this villain. And people like to subscribe to a vision. They like to subscribe to a story. They don't want you to constantly just come on camera and just shout at them and, teach them value or just flex your lifestyle. No, there needs to be a mission. And this is incredibly important. I'm going to give you one easy task to do right now. Go back to the last 10 posts or the last 10 reels that you've done on YouTube or Instagram. Ask yourself, what belief was I instilling here? Did I belief shift anything? Like, is there actually any congruency or consistency in the belief systems that I'm consistently trying to hit or to the people that I'm trying to speak to? If you find that there's too much of an inconsistency, then you don't have a content system. If there's anything you can do today, is you find that one belief that if your client was going to hire you tomorrow, this is the belief that you need to speak about. If you find that one belief today, that's what's going to completely change your content game going forward.